Hello, everybody. This is the African Actions Network. I am James Jensen sitting here this day. And how you all doing? I'm hoping that everything's good, especially so in Liberia. We are glad to have those of you who are joining us. We want to say thank you so much for being there. This is the African Action Network, and this is your independent platform. You are welcome to make a comment. You can share the broadcast, and yes, you can like. And we are here just to have a short discussion. Our discussion is focused, it's tailored, and it's all about Liberia's situation. Liberia had an election. Election is over with. The president was announced, and today we have an issue in Liberia. And many persons do want to discuss about it, right? Hey, but 2 years later, we are here to discuss the issue. Where is Joseph Boakai? It is important to ask these questions. It's important to discuss it. And let me be honest with you. We are not discussing because we are haters. We are not discussing because we do not appreciate the election of Omer. The Omer is a statement. We respect him. And the Liberian people has given him authority to take over that country and to change that country. So the change should start from this point, from election pronouncement, to certification, to inaugurations, and then the ball start to roll. So anything that happens between now to inauguration, they are part and parcel of the process, the constitutional process that's been laid down as to how Liberian can select or elect their leaders. By now, we know within the legislature, people are discussing leadership, and that's how it should work. The senators should organize themselves, the representatives, those elected, they all should be familiar with what they need to do. And we think that is ongoing, right? People want to elect who's going to be the next speaker. That argument is going on. The senators who should be the next president pro tempore, that is going on. It doesn't mean that the government of Weah has ended. You have to be clear on that. George Weah is still president of Liberia. That's what they call transition. You're not going to undo the government. That's not how it works. It's not because you have election, Joseph Boakai being pronounced, and senators, representatives being pronounced, being certificated. But hey, here's the point. Joseph Boakai has not been certificated. Why? Why? Certification is a crucial portion or one of those activities that you happen to get a president of Liberia. Without certification, you do not have a president. Hello? Certification is not, let me tell you, is not an insignificant aspect of getting a president of that country. Let me say, for example, James Jensen applied to be citizen of the United States. His application has been processed, go through all of the formality, and James is waiting and say, hey, Jensen, you need to come and take the oath. You need to be certificated. And for some reason, Jensen decides not to be at that ceremony. If Jensen is not certificated, Jensen cannot say he is a citizen of the United States. So Joseph Boakai has been elected. Now, here's the catch. Let me tell you something. And this is not what many persons like to hear, right? Joseph Boakai being elected was an aspect of Liberians exercising their franchise, their right. So they decided him. So Joseph Boakai is a statement. Joseph Boakai is not in his private right to be out of. Somebody will say, well, he's not being inaugurated yet. No. The transitional process is a crucial part, and anything can happen. Now, we don't want to discuss some of these. Somebody say, well, you must sometimes discuss dirty. Means you must discuss those things that people can be cautioned. So they can know exactly that, look, when you don't take certain action, certain things can happen. But we have to be careful because we don't want to throw out words and then people start thinking, oh, you know what, these people are evil, they're wishing evil and all of that. No, that's not the issue. But when you have transition, it has happened in other African countries. There are people who have gone to overthrow other countries. People started to use arms. People do all kind of stuff. So in those periods, it's not the time to play. It's not the time for people to forget. It's a time for people to be active, to be proactive, and make sure that everything goes on smoothly. The peace and security of that country matters most. So where is Joseph Boakai? How long has he been out of the country? So we're going back to the George Weah day. George Weah left the country for I don't know how many months. Everybody around here were crying about George Weah, right? No, the transitional period is part of the constitutional process of getting a president inaugurated. Now, because Joseph Boakai is out of the country, so he's not being certificated. The Election Commission cannot complete that task of their job because Joseph Boakai is out of the country. Now, we will understand if Joseph Boakai is not well. And that's one issue I want to discuss clearly. If Joseph Boakai is not well, his lieutenants and people must be able to put out that information and be prepared to debate and say why the woman is out for a medical treatment. But if there's no reason why the woman is out of Liberia, then he's somehow abutting the constitutional process. It shouldn't be by his will. The Election Commission has a task to perform. And that task, one of those events is certification. So Joseph Boakai should have had a certification before coming abroad. Let us assume he's making all of the arrangement. That's an assumption. He's meeting with other stakeholders and having other events, other bilateral and multilateral organizations, so that by the time his inauguration is over, he will get into gear to work. Let us assume those are the issues. Then, of course, if Johnson is attached to Joseph Boakai and Joseph Boakai is in the United States or Europe, wherever he is, there must be information put out for Liberians to realize that their president that they trusted, that they elected, is today meeting with the Speaker of the U.S. Congress, today meeting with the President of the United States, or has an arrangement to meet with other stakeholders, or you're meeting with the big tech companies, or you're meeting with these multilateral. You don't have to get Liberian the detail. But you must tell Liberian where Joseph Boakai is and what he is doing. Now, for democracy to work, you must have good people to discuss the issues that matter to the country and its people. It's not about being sycophants. It's not about pretending. Now, when I speak to someone say, oh, Johnson, not like Joseph Boakai, right? I know people say that. Don't say that. But it's all right to say it, though. But Johnson is Johnson. In my whole life, I don't have hatred for one single soul. I don't even care who did what to me. Besides that, Joseph Boakai is a statement. He has lived his life. You know, when people reach that age, I want to reach his age. So I'm not wishing, if I reach that age, I don't want somebody to tell me, say, Johnson, that. For me, I know already. God has my life. Whatever, anytime he comes, he comes. But the issue here is that the old man is out of the country for how long and for what? So folks around Joseph Boakai, they go, they take picture and post it. Like, we're not interested in picture. George Weah did those things, right? Because by the time George Weah got elected, they started building monuments. Where are those monuments today? You don't want to forget just recent history. I'm talking about past history now, because without history, you cannot reach a point where you can appreciate where you are. So George Weah were putting people even when the George Weah bedroom were taking away his shoe off and all that kind of thing, were taking a picture from there and posting on social media. So are you following the footsteps? You think Liberian do? You think Liberian just care? Oh, just a pocket file. Oh, you take the picture. But where is he? You don't tell Liberian where is he. I cannot be a public relations officer and I cannot be concerned. So those people who are around the old man, they are not doing that job. Of course, there must be change. There are more Liberians prepared to work. There must be people who will be able to give the old man attendance in a sincere way to the public. So Liberians are speculating. Oh, Joseph Boakai is sick. Oh, you're not sick. Oh, where is he? Oh, this and that. Is that how you want to come into government? No, it should not be. You must follow example of other good governments around the world. Joseph Boakai said, let me tell you something. Everybody have control over sickness, including myself who here. If he's not well, he's just not well. And that's a good reason to tell Liberian that, look, the president-elect is taking treatment. There will be no problem. That will be a legitimate issue to argue about and defend. Everybody can get sick. Everybody, including Joe Biden of the United States. But when you are elected to state position, you must be sincere and speak the truth to the people. Now, I understand this. I understand some of the implications of how people get to question some of these issues. Right? But let me say, for example, there must be the issue of trust. Nobody going to lose trust in the old man if anybody say he came for medical checkup. Nobody going to lose trust in him. But you know when people lose trust in him? If the old man came for medical checkup and people are lying about it, then that's the problem you're creating for the country, for yourself in the country. So those who are your media attaché, not you can't say president, secretary at this time. Press secretary means you're president and there's somebody that's working for you. Whoever going to be minister of information, of course, they can be doing some behind the scene work. So when the old man is not in the country for whatever reason, Liberians need to know where is the president-elect. Why didn't he get certificated up to this time? Okay, so the election commission is going to be sitting waiting for him. Let us assume the old man is not on medical checkup, right? Honestly, for me, I think it's better his age and some of the things he himself has said before. There's absolutely nothing wrong for the old man to be abroad and have his checkup. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Except where the situation comes to the point where he becomes incapacitated, then that becomes an issue. So if he's taking his medical treatment, it's sound enough. And to take a medical treatment or do checkup and all of this stuff, it's not going to be 1 day, it's not going to be 2 days. So then you legitimize or you give reason, you give legal reasons why he's out of the country. But if you cannot say that, and the woman is out for that long, the woman is no longer a private person. In totality, he's not a private person. He's a property of the Liberian people at this stage. So anything that happens to him is of concern to the country, because guess what? The constitutional process is on course. And because the constitutional process is on course, there are a series of events that can abort the constitutional process. Let's say, for example, why if the woman stay away until the date of inauguration? Let's assume, you have to hypothesize, you have to think critically, then you'll be able to discuss the issue better. But let's assume the woman is taking medical treatment, or okay, I don't want to say it, right, or whatever is happening. But you cannot be having bilateral discussion, you cannot be having multilateral discussions until January 22nd come about. But when it comes to illness, you don't have control over that. And sometimes you can even set your own programs and your project, and you run into those dates. Because guess what? Sometimes you just become feeble, you're not able to do anything for yourself on a particular date. Or let's assume there's some act of war or something that happened to wherever he is, and he cannot get out of there to get to Liberia on the 22nd day of January when he should be inaugurated. What should happen to the country? That becomes a stalemate. That becomes an issue, a constitutional issue that Liberians will grapple with and will have no way to go about it. Then it becomes chaotic. Do you want to reach that point? No, nobody waiting for those kind of situations. It's not because I'm discussing it, but these are constitutional issues that only some people can start thinking about. Why is Joseph Boakai in the country on the 22nd of January? January is not far away. This is a hypothetical situation, right? And it can happen, right? Or it can happen. I say you go now, we can say, well, I will hold the ring will not fall. But when you see the sky is crowded, you can start thinking, let me go take my clothes from on the sun. It's about the ring about to fall. Sometimes you may just be wrong, the ring will not fall. But there is nothing wrong if you took your clothes outside, carry in, because it's dry somewhere somehow, right? So then the issue here is, When Liberians begin to discuss the issues of governance, it's not on the basis of hatred, it's not on the basis of, okay, you know what, this is what they hate all around. Let me be honest with you guys. Do you know who all campaigned for Joseph Boakai to become president? Some of you are being misled to think, okay, the Unity Party won, they did. No, no, no. There was so much force in the country against the governance of George Weah. Almost all of the platforms, like social media platform, almost all Liberians in every corner just felt that Joseph Boakai, there were other political leaders, other contestants, about 20 of them, right? But after it narrowed down to two persons, there were many persons who felt that Joseph Boakai was the greater, let me say it this way, the greater of the two evil, or was the best in the minds of some of the electorate. So those who campaigned were not just the United Party. There were people who campaigned who wanted a change. So the change has come. So they don't have right to discuss now. No, they have right to start talking these issues because that's how governance go about. All right? Except some of you who just feel that when you start discussing the issue, then they're not going to maybe appoint you in government, right? That's one of the reasons why some people don't talk. They want to be quiet, they want to be a sycophant because they feel by doing that, there will be an opportunity to bring them into government. But any serious-minded persons who want a perfect government must have people who will be prepared to discuss the issues and guide the governance process so that you can have result at the end of the 6 years. The United Party in its entirety should have the executive committee should be speaking. Right? It doesn't mean we have the executive committee that means you must swallow everything. You must discuss the issue, then people must say what. Right? So in short, where's Joseph Boakai? When is he going back to Liberia? When is he going to be certificated? Hello? Yes, these are concerns, legitimate concerns. When the transitioning process is ongoing, there's a transitional team that's been set up. The transitional team, I know they're in conversation with the old man, right? But it's important that Liberians be aware the whereabouts of the president-elect. There's no secret about that. Because he's now the property of the Liberian people. The vote of the people is in him. So he's carrying that weight of the electorate, those who elected him. And by extension, the people of Liberia that he's about to govern. So everything that happens right now must be on the basis of openness, information to the people of Liberia. Just stop posting all your pictures there right here. It's good to post your pictures and everything there. But the information, if you post pictures, then you make people to ask more questions than the pictures. Especially those you think those diplomatic missions around Liberia, you think they're not discussing critical issues? They are. They are more concerned about the future of Liberia. They are more concerned about transitioning process, and they don't, they want to be. Everybody should thank God. I'm gonna pray for America every day. You need to pray for America every day because guess what? It is America that putting checkmate on many issues. It's a miracle that those evil ones who probably will say, you know what, we want to do this. They will be afraid to take certain actions because they know why? America will not condone any ugly situation, especially so in our African country, Liberia. So where's Joseph Boakai? The reason we're asking where is Joseph Boakai is because what's the issue? Joseph Boakai is he's a statement. He's a permanent president. He's being elected. And there's legal implication if anything will happen to Joseph Boakai at this time. If anything were ever to happen to Joseph Boakai at this time, there will be a serious legal implication. It will affect, first and foremost, it will affect whatever plans he had. Probably the best plan to transform Liberia. It will affect that. Secondly, it will affect Liberia's legitimacy to have a leader that was elected. It would affect the succession process. And when I talk about succession, there's so much into that, right? Joseph Boakai is elected, and he was elected with his vice, Jeremiah Kwan Kung, right? And if anything was ever to happen, now I'm an open-minded person. I'm not discussing this with an evil intent, but being human. Even myself said, "Now, yeah, tomorrow you could get up and say, well, Jensen, we were talking yesterday. Guess what? He's no longer around. That's life. So why don't you discuss the issues?" So Joseph Boakai, anything was ever to happen to him, the transitional process, it will go on, but by and large, many persons will be frustrated, will be discouraged, will be thinking about how is Liberia going to be governed. So his whereabouts must be known every time, especially at this time, wherever he is, Joseph Boakai. Because I'm not sure Joseph Boakai get detailed security people around him. Does he? Who providing those details? You know, America, nobody can do other craziness, right? But think about it. You know, a president-elect, if he's in the country, the government of Liberia is going to provide security for him. Yeah. The Liberian government should provide security for the president-elect at this stage. Maybe they gave me some detail why he was traveling. Is that the case? No, I doubt it, seriously. Because some of the pictures folks are posting, they don't post those pictures. I think bad and loud, when they say two individuals with him, and probably and his wife, I guess. So the detail of the president-elect include a lot of things. Who are those governing him right now or minding him? Because just as again I say, Joseph Boakai is not an ordinary person. He is not a private person. You just get on and go anywhere you want to go. His itinerary must be known by people. The Liberian people need to know that. Because anything was ever to happen to him, why he's away? Who accounts for that? People be thinking, oh, what happened to people? Oh, this person did this to the old man. Oh, they did all of those things. It's like the gossip start going in different ways, right? Because you don't be sleeping in somebody's house. No, at this age now, no, at this stage, in fact, that's why he should have even waited. Let us assume nothing happened to the old man. He's not on medical leave or nothing. He should have waited in the country until after his certification and inauguration, so that when he's traveling outside Liberia, he travel with the security. When he's coming as a diplomat. You know, he's coming from country to country, country to country. They say G to G, right? And at that time, Americans will see him in that enlightened manner. I know there are other maybe U.S. officials who will be concerned, and they might do some behind the scene discussions. But hey, you are a president-elect of another country. How long you been in America? You know, it's not like, okay, you know why I can sit down and lay down here for 2-3 weeks or 1 month. No, you should be in Liberia. You should be in Liberia, except for other reasons, other genuine reasons like ill health. Except for that, other than that, women should be in Liberia, working other modalities, doing everything how to do, monitor those guys who are in the transitional committee on the transitional committee. So it's not even a good thing for the woman to be abroad. For what reason? Why is he here for? Even you have a bilateral discussion, you're not going to take 2-3 weeks. So I told the woman ain't go back to Liberia. He wanted to be president. He's not president. He ain't be in Liberia. He needs to be in Liberia to make sure, have all of the discussions. When the old man is inaugurated, you want to come and meet any of his people, he can do that. At this time, he should be on phone most of the time, talking to these people, making all the groundwork. And after inauguration, okay, you know what? I want to go to Dubai. I want to meet this person. I want to go to the Netherlands. I want to see Joe Biden. I want to talk to him. Then you work out all the modality. At this stage, Joseph Boakai should get the prospective foreign minister of Liberia who should be the only person that brought and working out all of these the modality, people they target to meet from the onset of the government. So we're going to be the foreign minister should be the one outside the country working out all of these details. What woman is out there in the evening after all the transitional members, get around, they must meet him and say, oh man, this is where we are, and then brainstorm and you advise, okay, why we have to do that, we have to do that. The phone conversation is not all to it. In fact, when you're talking on phone at this time, some of you are not even careful. The phone conversation, the phone is not yours. You have no way to know who are those that monitor such a high-profile phone calls. Every little thing you discuss, and listen, you discuss some stuff. Those are why communicating. You have no way where that call start from and where it land. All you know, you pick up the phone, you had a call, right? But the detail of things, how that voice, connect from one point to another point, you have no detail, no idea. You have no satellite of your own to know exactly what is going on. So if you have been running like that, some people you have nothing in your account right to your doorstep and meet you. All right. So these are the issues that we are concerned about, and I know that you are concerned, except that sometimes people just want to talk because they have their own reasons why people don't talk. But in a democratic society, there's freedom of expression, and the primary reason for that is to give Liberians the opportunity to formulate ideas and follow the constitutional and the legal process and know where wrongs are and be able to know exactly what to do. All right. So that's the points we have here today. So there's a lot of expectations and perceptions of the public. If you sometimes I monitor the newspapers, the dailies from Liberia, and follow some of the conversations that folks are having. And I just feel like there's so much expectations, and there is a lot of perceptions about people on the state of affairs. How will Joseph Boakai leave a country? Then the president proper leave a country. Two years leave a country just like that. Just like that. You say, okay, like, bro, you're on your own, right? So I don't know what a job we are going back. But these are things people do sometimes. Sometimes we the ordinary people will think about these things and say, I wonder these people really know what they're doing. I wonder they understand the risks that their actions, pose to the peace and security of that country. People don't wait on the thing happening before they start constitution. You must have a second tier, fourth thought every time as a leader. And that's the only way you can have a successful way of catching most of the ugly situation. There are a lot of people on sanction in Liberia, right? That's one thing probably without not to talk about it. We must find a better day to discover the thing. The sanctions are properly being placed on folks in the country who are being suspected. We don't have the full details, so we cannot be able to say, well, these are the actual reasons. But the only thing we can say, and America has said it over and over, is because of the act of corruption. I'm not sure that Americans that I know about will go and place sanction on people for no reason. I'm following development. Some folks want to challenge the American government. That's the government, number one government in the world. The number one government in the world. So sometimes you want to even challenge the way you go about doing it. Some of you sanction officials could have formed a legal team and see whether you can approach the Americans in such a way. They are not answerable to you. They are not. Right? It is their country. They want to say you don't come here. Yeah, you don't have to come here. I would say Americans are Johnson. Yeah, you don't have to be here. I definitely maybe. Yeah, I just gotta get out of here. Right? So the post sanction you say you're not going to come to America anymore, or your family not going to come anymore. And we want to fight. Some of you should have been able to guard the we as government from the onset. Even the Liberian people are not happy with you guys. And that's the only reason why they voted you out. Then you want to challenge America. How? And you don't even have the means to come to the States yet. You can get a legal team, yeah. But who's going to entertain that? America say you are unsanctioned. You don't have to come. Have you read or follow up on the past? People that have placed unsanctioned in the past, what has happened to them? Do you have a case study before you want to start this action? But that's not the discussion for today. Where is Joseph Boakai? Do you know the party, the executive committee? Where is Joseph Boakai? Or there's some of you not even know what Joseph Boakai is. Oh yeah, some of you do not know where the woman is. The last time we saw video of the woman was you were in a private place. You were sitting with how you call the fellow, um, Stanton Waterspoon. When we see somebody, we just say, wow, I wonder people really thinking sometimes, right? That video I said, I don't think the woman was aware. I didn't think he consented for that video to have been posted at the time. But well, those are some of the issues, right? The old man had waited for inauguration and that he's coming to the States with all of his securities. People would know who would supposed to meet the woman at a certain point in time. He might be a wicked, right? He might be a very wicked. You can never tell. Somebody can sit there and just do any mess to him. And then the old man, and that would just be history. So why is he? Why people cannot talk about these things? You know, you carving press statement about the old man. You don't put out how you call the word. You don't put out idea or some fancy conversation that people wouldn't see the merit and be able to say, okay, we think this is right. We think this is what happened. You know, Omer is here. He was here to meet few group of people. Those things should have been said from the onset. But if you don't do that, then guess what? Um, there is power that must be controlled. In the way you control power, one of the best way to control power is to relate with the people. And the way you relate to the people is to give them the truth of things. Let me tell you the story. Was it 2014? I think I just come to America newly, right? I saw Governor Wolf of Pennsylvania. That was my agile. Governor Wolf was having something that we would think is more private. At the time, he said he had a prostate cancer, right? But that man was on television and telling Americans, the people of Pennsylvania, of his illness and how he was going through his treatment. I said, wow, this is truly America. How many of us African leaders would do that? How many of us would do that? How many people can say, well, I'm not well, I'm going to take my treatment? Especially when people who are in those positions of trust. We think everything is of a secret, right? And we can't talk, we thought this will happen. But when you're sick, you're sick. There's no if and end about it. Whether you say it or not, sometimes you're not even able to wake up from your bed. These are the real things of life. And people pretend about those things. And let me say this. It's just because he's not well, it's just that he's not well. He's a human being. He is another human being. Nobody get control over illness. Jesus will sit here, I don't have control over illness. Yeah, sometimes there are reasons why people don't say those things publicly, but if things are happening, there are ways to say things and people understand. People will be more sympathetic. People will love the woman more. And let's assume that there will be more prayer point, especially with the religious people, right? The prayer point will be straightforward. Okay, yeah, the woman is doing his medical checkup. Lord God, I pray that you bless this old man. How can I go through his medical treatment? I send angels From above, God will pray that you bless him. You will be the unseen doctor, medical doctor that will help him and whatever procedure state you're going through so that you go through those things and come out successfully. So the prayer points will be directed. But people know nothing about maybe somebody's feed that on jolly jolly, right? Some people post picture of the woman like on jolly jolly, everything's all right. That kind of a pretense. And it's like God forbid something story come out. You get Liberian to get, somebody said in one of the political science courses years back, you say when you're controlling power, the people expectations like this, and the best way I can describe that is imagine doing or having Costa them, their protests and everything. You saw the unison. You saw how Liberian gathered around those ideology, the perception that they were truly fighting to protect democracy. You saw that pure how Liberian got around those ideas. It wasn't because of Henry Costa. It was because you had quote unquote $16 billion being missing that agitated Liberians, and they were looking for an opportunity, even like the Darrell DeLong election into power. So all of those things accumulated because of Liberians' disagreement, or they surrounded themselves around that singular issue. $16 billion got missing. That was one issue that had weakened the Williams administration. He said they had 25 million. Somebody said it took $25 million to the public sphere to go and exchange money. Those are not rational discussion. You can't say those things. $1 million US, United States dollar, you can't even take that easily in the market. It's about $25 million. So those things accumulated into an idea. So Henry Costa took advantage of that and they started their advocacy. In that same vein, you have most of the election that came about. Anybody from the opposition came would have contested that election, who would have won, because it was a singular issue that Liberia had gathered around. What am I saying that? Right now, Liberians, their idea is all their trust, their hope, their perception is not in Joseph Boakai. The way in which that force of the Henry Costa and the CPP fell apart, it was as a result of disagreement, mistrust, and all the vices that you think about with human relations. Those things came into the picture. As a result, people felt discouraged. People started, drifting, started going their own way. So I'm saying that because Liberians, their trust is in this old man. The way in which you present yourself, the way in which you keep presenting the old man, do not allow Liberians to lose confidence in this earlier stage. So you have to keep informing them. You have to keep giving them, or let them live up to the expectation for which they voted you in. And to do that is to honestly, you find people who will deal with information and be able to say, well, wait a minute. Even if an error, you say, well, listen, folks, Liberian, this is an error. We admit to this wrong, but these are the steps we have taken. Or we're not doing this, or the Ome is doing this, or you're doing that. When you lay down his Ome itinerary, you don't have to give details of what he's doing. But then you build the confidence of the people. The confidence people have, you build it up. But guess what is happening? Liberians are not getting a sense where we must focus on our own activities. This is another government, and Liberians see government come, government go, government goes. So as a result of that, people will start wavering. And you don't want to reach to the point where people instead of wavering, and that means they're thinking, oh, I want to do that, I want to do this. That's man, the government power, are just the same old thing. They talk about Simo, right? Start talking the kind of thing, and then people start thinking about making songs, and people start maybe demonstrating other stuff, and on social media start to change the narrative. So you see, social media is not quiet. There's no electioneering issues here right now. It's all about, okay, they were observing things that are going on right now. So any small thing that pop into the Liberian people, Liberian will buy it so quickly. So you don't want to reach that point, right? So that's the single thing we have to discuss today. The question we ask, where is Joseph Boakai? Oh, we shouldn't ask the question. Oh, we hate the Omen. That's why we're asking the question. What do you think how to hate Joseph Boakai for? For what reason? Omen is good. You know what? Tell. What's someone be going like bro coming back? So I shouldn't ask where the woman is. Some of you just feel that these people hate the old man. Or they want the old man to die. Like same with Jogi and the people hate us. So we hate us too. Let's stop that. People say you'll be talking of the old man working behind the scene. Oh yes. That sounds good. That could be real. But what if it's the other way around? What if he's not meeting state officials? Who is he going to report to if he get bad luck? He's still in transition. He doesn't have any legitimate right to even sit with any bilateral people to discuss Liberia's interest. Any bilateral agreement enter into at this stage is null and void. So what is it that should be happening is the foreign minister, prospective foreign minister, should be having cogent discussion with these people and setting things into motion so that when he is inaugurated, when he has the power of the authority, then he can do all he wants. He can explore all of the avenue. Other than that, anything Joseph Boakai do outside Liberia in the name of Liberia is null and void. It has no weight. It has no bearing. He had all the discussions, he had the human relations. That's those things supposed to happen. But the old man should be certificated by this time. Election commission should be rallying up our activity and close all their book for election. But they can't. And this is history. I have not read in my political science courses in Liberia. I did not read, and you can send me. You can give me. You can provide information here. I did not read where there was an election, and the president elect left the country and was not certificated on the time that he was to be certificated. So this has gone down in history that Joseph Boakai, during the certification process, left the country and he was not in the country. And then election commission had to plan another program for that certification process. All right. Nobody going to stand for him and be certificated. He must be certificated by himself. Again, I said it, and let me repeat it. Certification is an integral part of being president. It's not an insignificant thing, like some of you want to make it to believe. Now, if Joseph Boakai is not certificated, God forbid, I'm discussing, I'm an open-minded person, right? God forbid something happen, you thwart the entire election. Have you ever given that a thought? If Joseph Boakai is not certificated, the Constitution says when he's elected and God forbid something happens to him, the vice president should be, right? So it's not just elected. When he's elected and it's not certificated and something happened, no, in political science, a lot of things, what's this popular saying? Market range can be placed into these things, right? Oh yes, you were elected, you were not certificated, so you are not president of Liberia. That would be an argument. There's a case I always think about finding this thing, but I had to find that case. There was no, I'm not talking. I don't know all the facts here, but do not allow a certification process to endanger, your efforts, because anything happens in the period where there's no certification. Some people, let me tell you something. People talk crazy stuff every time, right? Joseph Boakai is not certificated. Jeremiah Queen is not certificated. God forbid, we are humans, right? And that's an open discussion. Anything that happens in the process, you suffer, waver, and latches yourself. People can throw market range into that situation, and you'll be going back and forth. Jeremiah Queen will be saying, well, I'm the elected vice president. Oh, where's the certificate? Oh, you're not getting my certificate, or this and that. Well, which Supreme Court you get that case to? Who stopped you from getting a certificate? You stop your own self, right? So these are issue people think. So when you think under the bag, say no why. I will have to get it. When I get this, it's in my possession. I can do anything I want to do. But your thing is insignificant. I'm just telling the importance of certification. I'm not wishing anybody anything. I don't think this will happen, right? But when you think out of the box, ideas will come to you. You start thinking, you know what? All the things you're talking about, I will get my certificate, I will go in Morocco. Oh man, go and take a treatment, go and do a medical exam so you can be properly fit. Go do everything. No, I'll be telling you, say, you know why? Accept medical advice otherwise, but I'm going to stay here and get my certificate. Right in my hand, I can go to America because I'm not president. I can do anything I do. But you are not certificated. The American is not certificated. All the people playing fun with plenty things. That's a very serious issue you're playing fun with. If anything ever will ever happen in the interim period, don't be afraid. Transition could step in the picture. Hello? I think you don't want to hear, right? Oh, yeah. But there are reasons for all of these things. When you are certificated, it means you are sealed your election. You're not certificated? My friend, you are not president of Liberia. You are not vice president of Liberia. Get this. When you're not certificated, you cannot be inaugurated. That's one serious thing you people are missing. When you are not certificated, you cannot be inaugurated. Oh, yes. So you should have been one of those curious, especially the very top 2%. Be curious to be certificated. So you would have sealed that. Let me say it this way. Suppose there is an act of war. I mean, what's a war? I mean, maybe some event, natural occurrences and other stuff. And things went bad up. Life being why it is now. I'm not talking about, you get things out of the bad and you don't need to be here because this is not a place where people come sit down and want to think that because all they are cooking here. So they can sit and be looking at party and say, well, what the beefy? Where's the dry boning? They're gonna start. No, that's not what I'm discussing. I'm discussing political science 101. So here's the issue. When you are not certificated, you are not president of Liberia. Even though people voted for you, yeah, that stage passed. The second to the last stage is you must be certificated and inaugurated. When you are not certificated, you are not president of Liberia. Anything happening, you suffer, waver, and lash. You blame yourself, in short. Mm-hmm. Somebody gonna say, we had to call the old man who can go as difficult. Yeah, you better call him to go for his certificate. Because especially when he's not sick, nothing happened to him, there's nothing stopping him from being certificated. People taking Liberia for granted. Serious upheaval. Liberia has so much bad history that people should learn from. It seems that people are not learning. It seems that people don't learn. No, and I say this, if it is not because of America, Liberia we've had coup before, right? We had war before. So why would people even want to sit and don't cross their eyes on those things? After election, president get up and go abroad. President-elect get up and go abroad. Who take charge of the country? You know what, people? I want to see them be praying for America every day because people in their evil thought, if it's not because of the strength and the power of America, people can get out anytime. People get and go stand on the march and they say, you don't get out. What will you do? You be in America, you be fighting? Why you can't take out of the box? They say, okay, you know why anything happen in America will come to our aid. America got our own problem, the fighting, struggling every day to make their society. Their society is built. And if America was not policing the world today, the entire world would be in chaos. So that's the advantage some people are taking. You get it, so I'm going to live to America. When you should be in Liberia and keep eyes on everything that's going on in that place. Joseh Boakai is not on medical leave. He must leave and go back to Liberia. He was elected to be president, not to become the America. Except he's not well. Then there's reason why you must be in America to take treatment. And those things are not secrets. It should never be a secret. It must be the fact that people should learn from. If I'm sick, I'm sick. Sick enough for one person, sick enough for every freaking living human being. So nobody wishes any evil. When the woman is not well, he's taking treatment. There's nothing wrong. If I'm a public relation person, the woman, I will be the first person that will carve that press statement. Joseph Boakai is leaving to go to America for medical checkup. Now, you want to publicly discuss it, I will be there to defend it. That's how public relations people will do. Those who understand communication very well, they will never be in the business of hiding truth. They will speak the truth and defend it. There's a woman's right to leave the Liberia and go and take his children everywhere. His legitimacy is still a little issue. He's not yet president. He's between presidency and the voters' decision. That's where he finds himself. So you must be prepared to discuss and make sure that what you are doing, you do it right. They say, "Wow, business as usual must not be the same way." No, don't do the same thing other people are doing. We are left like bro. He came to America, he lied down here for months. Everybody cry on job we are named. Oh, you think because Joseph Boakai is not going to so he has all right, you leave Liberia and can't lay down here? No. The transitional period, he should be overseeing the transitional period, not by calling him phone call and all those things. He should be in Liberia. Again, for me, I think out of the box, right? Somebody will say, "Oh, Johnson, you probably tune this way." Yeah, I think out of the box. Why if somebody walk to the march and go sit down there? What you will do? Because this and that. But when you're in Liberia, people say their presence resembles peace. So your being there, people say, "Oh, the president elect is here. The president, president property is here." You're coordinating, you're doing other things to make sure that Liberia have full confidence. People go to bed, see that other stupid people doing that country. A woman, grown-up woman, is brutalized in public space. And you have grown-up people standing there, and for God in heaven's sake could not save that woman. That's not a good society. No, it's not a good society. You must be prepared to fight and defend that country and stop the kind of thing. It's not going to happen overnight. Until your voices sound good in the ears of the people and put fear in those evil people, you're not going to change that country easily. If the women don't have strength, honestly, then there's a problem. And there will be a problem. You must not give reason to people to start thinking. For example, right? Costa said the woman was saying she was taking medical treatment. He had 6 months to take a medical treatment. He didn't take it. So when the woman leave Liberia and come here, nobody know what happening to him. So will it be wrong if people argue to say, well, you know what happened? What Costa said was true? Or everyone will close their eyes and say, "Oh, you know what? No, we're not thinking about that one there." When you know deeply, you yourself thinking about it, you don't want to come publicly discuss these issues. So you're giving bullet to those critics to start discussing the things that they should have no business to be discussing, because the way in which you handle these issues. Okay, I have 6 more minutes. I came for 1 hour. I get plenty of things to do. But I'm saying this is because what? You must send the signal that you are a leader and you're prepared to lead. And the way you go about it is to speak truth to the people. I get to talk about Governor Wolf, right? Tom Wolf of Pennsylvania. I saw that big man. I don't say you were on phone call. I say he was on live television telling Americans, the citizens of Pennsylvania, that he had prostate cancer and that he was taking his treatment. But that did not deter him from doing his job. See such an honesty in people who are leading. Who somebody talking about his private life. What should actually be his private? Like in Morocco, right? They're taking his treatment. He could keep quiet. But guess what? The people of Pennsylvania loved that man. Until the time was 10 was over. There's nothing, and I say again, sickness not for one person. I would say now here myself. I'm not immune from sickness. I can get sick anytime. So nobody wishing the woman evil. Always saying to you people who are around the woman, if you don't know, if you didn't go to communication school, then some of you people should need to go stay somewhere else. If I can help to guide the woman, let's sometimes leaders make mistakes. Leaders will get directive. Leaders will take some actions. You must be prepared to not use the word damage control, but you don't reach that level of damage control. You must be proactive to preempt what in the minds of the public. That's Helen Keller who taught me that. If you cannot read the minds of the public, you will always get yourself into some mess with people. Especially when you are on the stage of governance, you need to know what Liberians are thinking about. Is the Liberian concerned about what Joseph Boakai is outside? Some are not talking, some are talking, and many will not talk. But if you cannot convince Liberian why Joseph Boakai is outside, then you have started the field. There are more prepared students of communication, people out in Liberia who can stand the test of time and speak truth and defend it. If you're not one of those people, then your new government, you might find people who will do those things for them. If you start lying to Liberian people, you're posting pictures all around. Some of the pictures are like AR pictures. Liberian don't know some of those things, but we see some of your pictures posting now are just some design stuff. When you start doing those things, remind yourself you're not the only people in the country. There are people who are sophisticated in Liberia that you don't know about. When you do some of your crazy stuff, they just see it, and that's how they start degrading you people. They start looking at you, they'll not be very serious. They say, okay, these people are just the same old group of people. So before you do things, you put in a statement, you're not putting a statement to convince Liberians because you have international partners, people who are supposed to help you to get the money to do your business. When I say business, I'm talking about do the Liberian people work. You see how you call the fellow Mo Ali, right? He said a statement he issued before the elections, the final something. That was a very unpopular decision of him. So when you're going around posting all these pictures around, that's not what Liberian national partners want to see you convincing Liberian. Take positions that people will see that leadership into everybody that around the old man. All right. So these are some concern we had. We asked the question, where Joseph Boakai? We see Amos what? Amos what say what? You are making an informed analysis, so the Liberian people need to listen instead of them bending their minds with political loyalty. Amos, I like that, and that's the truth of it. Nobody is here to say, oh, you know what, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that. No, no, no. We're not saying anything because we hate. Oh man, Jensen, I don't have place in my heart for hatred for anybody. You make the serious mistake if you ever think of that of me. You make a big mistake because guess what? For me, I regret many things. I'm aging out. There are things that let me listen. I've been trying to build an app for the past 3 days and I completed it. I know my own weakness and I can just say, oh my God, why didn't I learn computer years back? And I'm so much into AI, artificial intelligence. I'm so much into it. And I just keep laughing. I wish this thing would have come when I was in school. In fact, I won't go back to school because of that. But the easier way that people can learn these days, I always blast on my children. I say, if you sit down, you don't know this, you can't, even your own phone, the things you use to educate yourself. So, so that's what too. Jala Abdullah Mali Yambie. Please go to the point. Are you know where is Boakai Joseph? No. I guess you want to ask whether I know where Joseph Boakai is, right? No, I don't know what Joseph Boakai is. I come to that. I talk about that, Jala. So you say you want to say something else. Please go to the point. You know where is Boakai Joseph? No, I do not know where Joseph Boakai is. That's the question we asked. Okay. And it must say again, we need to pray for the president-elect and stop the daily politics. Okay, that's Amos. He said we should stop all of the daily politics and pray for the old man. Yes, again, we can pray for the old man if we know the problem, right? Generally, I know Liberians are praying for him. Liberians are praying people. That I can attest to Liberians. Liberians, I religiously serious, and they pray for themselves and pray for Liberians and pray for their leader. The only thing something I would say is when it comes to praying, God listens to the faithful ones. God listens to the faithful ones. And to be faithful is to look at truth. We're not truthful, You can be doing all your crap every day. You can go and lay down on the mat whole day. God in his own uniqueness. You must, you know, purify yourself when you really need him. Okay. So you are making, okay, no, Redona, these are serious constitutional issues that need the attention of the president-elect. Well, we said it, those get ears to listen, will listen, right? We have people in my country. Nobody will want any funny thing in that place. And our comment here is not to give anyone a thought that one thing I know, America don't tell that when you're thinking that America has vested interest in Liberia. So anybody try craziness, it wouldn't take the people. They're not going to be America not going to be saying that be debating on thing. They're taking no time to move in there. Again, those are political decisions, right? I can't say, but what I'm saying to you, you must take everything serious. Okay, somebody Sian Nanta Lilano say maybe you will die before GMB. It's possible, right? Senate, Senate, right? Senate, that is possible, and I can't deny you. It's possible I could die before GMB. Very possible. God has my destiny. If God says my destiny will end tonight, Senate, you don't have control over it. It's not because of what I say, but making to live or not to live. You know, that's how open we are, Senate. Sianet Lilano. Sianet, oh yes, it's true. Sianet, if you never said anything true before, that's true, it is. I'm a human. There were people there, as I speak to you, there are people dying right now. Sianet. People dying right now. It's not wishing anybody evil, but the reality is, I could die before the old man. It's also possible the old man could die before me. These are realistic discussions. When you speak like that, then people say, well, oh yeah, this is an open-minded person. That's what I'm saying. Sianet. So it's possible, very, very possible, right? But guess what? The day I died, that's how my life comes to an end. And I seriously believe in that. God has me for a purpose. One of the purpose is for you, sinner, to be listening to me at this time of your life. You don't know, you probably your whole day, you think you plan to listen to me today? No, you did not plan it. But because God, in his own uniqueness, in his own creation of you, set this day in your life to come and listen to James Johnson. And that's why you are here. And the only reason you're for is to speak truth. And the truth you have spoken is, but you never thought of it the way that I'm thinking about it, right? Seeing that the way you look at life, let me do a trapata way now. Seeing it's possible you could die before me, or I could die before you, or seeing you could die before Joseph Boakai, or Joseph Boakai could die before you, or either of the three, right? So that's honest, right? That's open discussion. True, of course. Yeah, these are the open way we have to discuss it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going about 4 minutes above our time, and we want to say thanks to all of you who've been watching. Donna B. Walker says, well, compliments of the season, brother. Oh, my dear brother, we say, yeah. Donna is my childhood friend. We all grew up in a little beautiful place. That's a situation I don't want to talk to Donna. But Donna, I want to say thank you so much for watching and help us share our video. Our content is intended to help Liberia grow in a mature place. You see, do you listen to Americans? At this time, Joe Biden's son was called to Congress, and he said his father is not involved in any financial dealings, and that he will now speak to Congress in secret. If they had an open forum, he would be prepared to speak. Donald Trump is being tried. Americans are discussing whether or not they're going to send money to Ukraine, and Israel war is going on. Americans are debating it. They feel that Palestinians are dying more than anything else. And they are aware of the global struggle between Russia's fight. And so there's a lot going on. So if you cannot understand these things and you think when people discussing, they are thinking little, I listen to so much big issue now than this. But we look at Liberia must be better. Liberia can be better than what it is. But it would take people who are serious about observing the democratic process and making sure that those they elect, they do what they're supposed to do. But if you think you're going to be sitting there pretending, you're not going nowhere. You will add another 6 years to your age and nothing going to happen. When we start questioning, let's say, for example, if Liberians were to wake up tomorrow and say Joseph Boakai will return to the country, they were not elected because they stay in America. Guess what? Joseph Boakai, let us assume he's here taking his rest, he will leave and go to Liberia. Anybody do that, they'll hate the old man. No, they don't hate him. They will just want this democratic process to be strengthened. That people know that they are elected to serve. And our service must be that they answer to the people. If you study politics and you have an open mind, you study law, you have an open mind, right? All the things you're talking about, you're not looking at it from a legal point. See, you're not looking at it, but legally, I just laid something to you today. If you never knew it before, I have told you that certification is an important process of the presidency. It's election, announcement of winner, certification, inauguration. So you cannot be inaugurated when you're not certificated. Now, the National Election Commission is a constitutional body. It's not answerable to anybody. If it's set time for certification, Joseph Boakai should have been there. He wasn't there. It's not to say whether he wants to or he wouldn't. He doesn't. The only thing that should have stopped Joseph Boakai if he wasn't well. Other than that, if he was to come to visit his children or to come for medical, not medical. Medical is a serious issue. I don't want to put my mind in that. But if he's not here for medical, then there's no reason why Joseph Boakai should escape that certification process. Because it's a constitutional process that he should submit himself to. If he's a respecter of laws, he should have been there for a certification. Not to wait until people will reschedule and set another date and program, forgo other things because of that. True or false? Yeah, when you're a sticker fan, you will say false. But if you're a realist, you'll say, oh yeah, that's true. That's a constitutional process. Everybody should respect it no matter who you are. Right? Now, we're not saying that because we hate the old man. The old man has his life to live. We respect him. We know the old man, there's a lot of expectation placed in him, and we're hoping that the best will be done. We hope the old man will elect the team to fight. Let me tell you something. There are people who want a transitional team. Some of them will have confidence in them, right? Some of them will see them just almost like old wine in new bottle. So the best way is we give about the opportunity to serve. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. So the discussion today is where Joseph Boakai. You know what Joseph Boakai is? Just drop your comment. So Joseph Boakai is to this place, and this is what he's doing. All right. And we challenge the Unity Party. This is the end of my conversation. We challenge the Unity Party to be truthful to the Liberian people. Say what is happening, where their elected president is. Don't stop posting your picture, your created pictures. Just say truthfully. Joseph Boakai is in America. He's having bilateral discussion. He's meeting other state officials. He's doing that. He's doing that. Sometimes you get a gist of that. Joseph Boakai attended tomorrow. He'll be meeting with the Speaker of the U.S. Congress and blah, 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 blah. Who the Liberian will not be happy to hear that? Suppose you were supposed to write a statement. Joseph Boakai is having a very important meeting with a senior official of the U.S. government. Who the Liberian person will not be happy about that? But the only reason too you not want to do that because guess what? He doesn't have that legitimate right here to do it. So if I'm writing to such a president, I'll be thinking, you know what? As good as this sound, we have a president-elect, which is not president-elect, the president in power, George Weah. So we cannot be doing things like he's not in existence. Like somebody says something, the transitional team, they say what they want to do, clean up campaign. And one thing I heard from them, doing clean-up campaign. I pick up only a singular issue from now, how all the things we're talking about. How will you be doing clean-up campaign, transitional team? It doesn't matter whether Jefferson Koji is sanctioned. He's taking paid. The MCC to clean up place. All you need to do is to tell the MCC, or Joey should be telling the MCC that we need Monrovia to be clean for inauguration. Transitional team, why are you going to do it? Or you want to go waste some money? Or want to justify some other stuff? Maybe we'll discuss that later, right? Time is fast spent. Transitional team, you have your responsibility is not to clean city. Those are funfair. When we hear some of those things, analytically speaking, those are funfair. It's not your responsibility. Transition team should be telling the other transitional team, you tell your people you need to clean the city. You tell Jefferson Koji and his team to clean the city. He's still in power. From now to January 22nd, they should be able to do their normal work. Nobody should be saying, oh, me will come and go. So no, this will work up to the last day of the government. So transition team found something to do. You must be doing all your thing you have to do. It's not your job to clean city. No. When you tell people cleaning city of doing cleanup campaign, it's just, I know there are more critical international partners around Liberia. They're thinking more. It's not your duty to clean city. People that have to do it. That institution responds to clean city. So you go there, where you going to coffee? You want to clean city? Or you want to go dress and walk around so Liberia can see you? You better be serious in that place. Liberia people won't change. Not to say that they're going to clean city. Transitional team, what are you going to do to clean city? When you work clean city? Or you're going to give instruction. That should be giving instruction. You should give a note. If transitional team is want the city clean, the city is not clean, come up with a position statement and say we are urging the city mayor of Monrovia and the Pennsylvania City, the Pennsylvania City, all the people around the place to clean the city. They want it painted the way you want to do, tell them to do it. And as that, those who are doing decoration and they can tell them what to do. But I'm can tell, say your cleanest, your want to do clean out campaign. Really? No, I'm begging you. I'm not carry all that far. Okay, so that's how far we want to end today's conversation. It was a nice time to have you with me, Amos, Sianet. I love to get a comment, and Jala Abdullah. Gonna work out. We're going to say thank you, patient. I see patients here too. Okay, and so that was a pleasure to have all of you guys here. And this is the African Action Network, and we're going to be here every time discussing the issue. And so it's a pleasure once again to have you. What you do for me, you know what you do, right? I love you guys. And the best we all can do now is just like, share, and make a comment. Oh, I'll be too happy when I see your name, like CNN and other people. Awesome. Good job. Okay, so that's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, rather, to have you people with me. And where's Joseph Boakai? Our topic for today. We just want the issue of legitimacy, the issue of, how you call the word? Succession. The succession process might go on smoothly so that Joseph Boakai can start his work rolling, so they can appoint people in government and they all can start working for the people of Liberia. America would love to see, the election was good. And before I close, let me say this. The election commission did extremely well. The work beyond the expectation of Liberians. There was too much gossip, too much saying. But all of those statements were very good. It helped to strengthen the election commission. So I want to say bravo to the election commission for a job well done. Yeah. From we are to a radio, we really, really feel like there was too much speculation and we were looking at those speculations very seriously. You saw we make some videos and urging the chairperson of the commission to do all they can to make record for herself. And she did that. The election, nobody gonna cry in the name of, I said, well, but right? But nobody gonna cry in your name here. So whatever you did, congratulations. And to all of your team and the hardworking staffers of the election commission, we want to say, hey, thanks to you guys. It was a pleasure to see all you guys working so hard. But again, Buffer Chuma was defeated, right? So we're watching for that too. It's just the process. Anthony William, young man, I didn't try. That's how Liberia should be like. Look for active people, put them into power. Who told you that there are no serious people? Let me just say, people in Liberia can be the best of president, best of legislators, ministers, senators, and representatives, and best of ministers. But some of these people don't know their name. And Liberian people, you don't know you, they don't know you. You trust me, Joseph Boakai later will see it. Most of the news we hear are people they know. People that I don't want to start calling names, other people know, yeah. But all the people that transition people know, they're all thinking that somebody, maybe they start pushing name already. Maybe think now you're going to say somebody's going to call you. Nobody's going to call your name. The small people, maybe now they're not blame us. They say, they never like this. So these are haters, man. Okay, guys, it was a pleasure having you guys. Until next time, have a pleasant and a wonderful day. Okay, bye for now. This is the African Action Network.